I'm only bringing this up because it came up in a video I watched, and I have a crappy opinion about basically everything that exists. So my hot take is this. When it comes to the issue of men caring about how many other men women have slept with, okay, on its face, maybe that's not a big deal. But the problem is that people don't work like that. People are not simply like, I have had relations with a person and now it has not affected me in the slightest. Or they're also not like, I am the gatekeeper for whether or not relations will happen. Yet I made the decision to allow lots of people to do that with me. The body count thing is not about men trying to control women. It's not misogynistic. It's not hatred. The whole body count thing is really just a proxy, because the problem is when you meet people, you have no way of knowing anything about them. And as you get to know them, you can't truly know what they think or feel. You just have to glean from the evidence that's presented to you. And if you know roughly how many people someone has chosen to sleep with and how many years they've been able to do that in the first place, you can do some pretty quick math to figure out whether or not, okay, this person has discretion. They choose to only do this particular act with a small group of people that they vetted thoroughly first, versus this girl's the town bicycle. It's unimportant because it acts as a proxy for the relationship. If you think about it, if men and women aren't having sex, they're basically just friends. Maybe romantically involved friends, but at the end of the day, you're basically just roommates. So that really is the big defining factor. Like, okay, maybe you don't kiss your roommate, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's pretty much the defining factor. Let's just be honest. That's how people work. And if it's something that you just give away freely, then it doesn't really have a lot of value. If it's something that you hold close to your heart and you're resistant to just simply give up, and you make sure before you do that it's worth it, then it says that you have a discriminating character about you. It says that you don't just make impulsive, brash decisions to suck up some oxytocin for a few minutes, that you actually think about it before you do it. And it really, at the end of the day, doesn't have as much to do with whether or not you're a woman sleeping with men as it does to do with you're a woman, you have resources, those resources are limited, and they have the value that you assign to them. What value do you assign to them? And are you careful about how you dispense your limited resources? And yeah, if you just basically boink everybody that comes along, you have every right to do that, but everyone else has every right to look at that and go, well, if we apply that to other aspects of the relationship, is she going to be like that too? Is she going to secretly give my money to her drug addict friend behind my back? Or is she going to be the town bicycle if she's with me and we're supposedly in a dedicated relationship? So it brings your character into question indirectly. The problem is that, of course, feminists and honestly leftist grifters, they want to make this an issue where it's not about judging a woman in the context of, do I want to have my one limited relationship at a time with that woman? They want it to be more of a men versus women as an entire gender thing, which it simply is not. It is, I only get to be with a specific individual. I only want that individual to be with me. And what are the chances that, regardless of what they say, they'll actually treat what we have together as valuable? Well, if everyone gets a ride, you have your answer. That's the real reason that the whole body count thing keeps coming up. But for some reason, and we know the reason, certain people choose not to hear it, choose to avoid the truth. The truth is that it is a proxy for how you conduct your life. And I would extend this to men as well. I am a man who has a significant enough body count. Despite being a fat ass and lazy, I have slept with several tens of females, and I will leave it at that. Because it's not important for the internet to know my exact number. I'm not dating you. But if a guy really went nuts and was just banging every woman he could to the point that it was past 100, he lost count. Hell, I'd even argue that the numbers I've got probably are a bit high, although it was largely during like a 3-year period after I was with a psychopath, which I made a video about as well. If you're interested in hearing about that, go dig through the Roland Rambles archives. You'll figure it out. I sort of went crazy for a while there, and it's just been a few monogamous relationships for the 2 decades or however long it's been since. So, yeah, men don't exactly get away with it, although it does mean a different thing, because any man can go out there and ask a woman if they'll do him, and there's always going to be some woman out there that's just like, yeah, why not, or give me $5. You know, there's always some woman out there that's willing to stoop to zero value in order to just get with some guy. At the same time, the kind of woman that a guy would want to be with, or the kind of guy that a woman would want to be with, is not someone that just indiscriminately goes out boinking people. And I don't care what sort of twisted political logic you're trying to pretzel yourself into to avoid this truth. The fundamental truth is that nobody wants to be with someone who's just a gigantic poonhound. That's it. Because they're not going to be happy just with you. They're not going to be able to be just with you anymore. They're already used to just, unlocking the lock over and over and over and over and over again. It is a proxy for how the relationship will be. So it's not fair for people to just be like, oh, that body count doesn't matter. That's personal. That's misogynistic, which is a hatred of women. It's not hatred of women. It's just that if I'm going to be with you and I'm going to promise not to be with other people while I'm with you, I kind of don't want you to be with other people or me to be with other people if we're both saying we're not going to be with other people. Holding you to what you say you're going to do. That's all. That's all it's about. It's a matter of trust. And yes, I understand it's not the same thing, but it's close. It's kind of like what Dave Chappelle said about a woman complaining that she was being treated differently because she was in like a going out, short skirt and revealing lots of skins. Like, why is everybody treating me like a hooker? I'm not a hooker. He's like, well, it wasn't a hooker. It was a whore. He's like, you might not be a whore, but you're wearing a whore's uniform. That's kind of what it's like. Damn Dave Chappelle. Good man. All right. Good talk. Take it easy. Just remember, more shitty political opinions on the way, I'm sure. But I'm trying to keep it down. Just this one was really annoying me. God damn it, it's hot.